Thank you. The following is the agenda for the regular meeting of the Pompton Lakes Redevelopment Agency. The meeting is to be held at the Municipal Building, 25 Atlantic Avenue on Thursday, September 18th, 2025, beginning promptly at 7:30 p.m. Formal written advance notice as required by NJSA 10:4-1 has been provided this meeting at least 48 hours in advance of today, given the time, date, location, and to the extent known at the time, the agenda of this meeting. Such notice stated that formal action may or may not be taken. This meeting will be video recorded and broadcast for later viewings for the public. This notice was, 1, posted on the bulletin board outside the office of the municipal clerk, reserved for this and other similar announcements. 2, provided to the Suburban Trends, the newspaper designated by the Borough Council to receive such notices. And 3, filed with the Borough of the Clerk. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Roll call, please.
Mr. Quigley.
Here.
Ms. Novak.
Here.
Mr. Ross. Absent. Mr. Kimberlin will be absent. Mr. Sinky.
Here.
Mr. Lavasi.
Here.
Councilman Bennon. And we have Mayor Sarah. And Glenn Dominic will be absent. And we have Sarah tonight instead of Andy Brewer. Welcome, Sarah.
Welcome,
Hello.
Sarah.
And there will not be any professionals tonight. There's nothing on the agenda.
May I have a motion to approve the regular minutes of the May 15th, 2025 meeting?
I'll make a motion.
And a second, please.
Is that Sinky?
Yep.
And I just have to say present, because I wasn't there at May. We're gonna vote, right?
Yes,
Well, actually-
we're looking for a motion for a second.
Oh, I thought somebody did a second. I can't second.
Andy, you on the board then? I mean, Andy Lavasi, that's what I'm thinking. Sorry, this is father. That's bad.
That's because we haven't been here in a while.
No, he was, because I was there when he was sworn in.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. Okay, so that's, you want to do a roll call for that, or just carry it?
Or just,
Just carry it.
No,
No.
he voted.
yeah. So,
Second it.
So we're good?
4 votes. Mayor?
Yeah, yes, that's it.
Okay.
All voted 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yes.
Any discussion? So moved. Motion carried.
All approved.
All approved.
And Ms. Novak is present.
Right.
Okay, may I have a motion to approve the following 3 bills for Mariziti? Legal services for June, July, and August, $388.50, $148 exactly, and $74 exactly, totaling $610.50.
I'll make that motion.
Mr. Sinky, second, please.
Oh, you know, well, these are legal services for,
Andy.
can I ask about that?
Sure.
I know Sarah, can I?
Yes.
Oh, okay, so, but do we have meetings then, or I guess we use?
No, so it's the meetings that they attended to, not the legal.
Oh,
fees.
okay, so yeah, I'll second it then.
Okay. And if you'd like to look at it, I have,
No, that's okay.
And everything to a specific person gets escrowed. Gets
yes,
billed back
Right.
escrow,
Yes.
so.
yep. So anything that doesn't have legal fees, I would put down the application number, and then the amount of, from, taken out of their escrow.
Okay.
Yes. So right now, we have nothing because
All right, so all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. One more, I got Kyers Engineering Design Professional Services, the bi-weekly meetings for July and August,
Oh, okay, that was a deal.
$30.
there were 15 because there's 3 boards. You're in the meeting. It's the bi-weekly meeting that we
Oh.
do.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the Zoom thing?
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. You're about that then.
A motion, please.
I'll make a motion.
Okay.
Mayor Sarah?
Mayor Sarah.
I'll second.
Oh, how about that?
Look for you,
Oh.
spread the wealth.
And
All
Cindy?
approved? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved.
And.
All right, we have no correspondence.
Nope.
The executive report will be from the mayor himself.
Okay, so I think, first thing I want to make everybody understand, it's only 4, but it's important. You're an unusual board in that you meet when there's business to
You
be
want to go
done.
on the TV?
Am I not on the TV?
Nope.
There?
Yeah.
Where's it, oh, there.
You're only the chair in need.
The TV adds 50 pounds.
Okay, yes, I know that. So you guys are an unusual board in that you only meet when there's business to be done. So some, with a redevelopment agency, that might go months where we don't actually have anything to meet at. So don't feel like there's pressure that you have to meet just to discuss. Because once you approve something that comes from this board, it's really out of your hands and it goes to the building department to finalize everything. So you're really done with your part. Now, if you have questions or concerns, you can always ask questions. You can reach out to the chair, you can reach out to me, or you can reach out to Glenn. But I don't want you guys to feel like you're pressured that you have to have a meeting just because we have to have a meeting. You're unusual in that. Where the planning board and the zoning board, they meet all the time.
Okay.
This board doesn't have to. So if we got nothing going on, then that could happen. We could go 6 months maybe with nothing going on.
Well, we're only here to pay bills,
Well, we can pay the bills.
Right. You don't need us to vote.
Yeah, we don't.
so we don't have to be here tonight.
Right.
Which is why nobody's here.
Right. That's exactly right. So, as an update, and I haven't heard this already because I said it. So we'll start with the Capadaglia project. It's moving along.
Which is the Meridia project.
What?
Meridia.
The Meridian, right, I'm sorry.
People
I
know
spoke
it.
with one of the people that are running that project. So what they tell me, they're shooting for January 1st. to open up.
Not a chance, but okay.
Okay, that's what they're shooting for. They are slowly working up the floors to finish what's going on in the floors. They've started the basement, and where the parking lot is finished, and they're moving their way up. I don't maybe think that's a good date, but that's the date they're giving me. Remember, part of the agreement that they have is a restaurant on the bottom of the place. I can tell you that after speaking with owners, they have numerous properties in New Jersey. They have since removed all their restaurants from their properties.
What have they put in replace of?
Retail.
Retail.
So it's always gonna be retail, that can't change. It
So,
won't-
but they aren't, they were vacant properties?
I don't know if they're vacant, but they're not restaurants.
Okay.
I am gonna hold fast to the fact that we signed an agreement with this developer to have a restaurant. So I just wanted to put that out there, and I'm gonna have a meeting again with the owners to reinforce that idea. How it ever works, I'd like to have a restaurant. That was part of the offer of the deal.
Right.
They are doing, if you notice when you leave, the Civic Center, it has a new roof on it. They're about to side it. It's gonna be 2 stories. It's gonna have all new appliances, new floors, new rooms. We built a locker room for our women police officers with a shower that's gonna be built in there. They're picking up that whole cost. We're paying out of that. They're telling me that should be done in the next month or 2. It's the same workers though that are building that are building the Civic Center. It's not like there's a separate crew doing that. So that's the Meridian project.
Approximate 2 months, you say?
What's that?
Approximate 2 months,
Approximate
Civic
2 months,
Center?
yeah.
Because people have been asking.
Yeah, about 2 months. Then
So
we'll go
we can dispel the rumor that they can't do work because they can't get laborers because of immigration rates.
No, that's not-
Okay, I'm just,
That is a rumor that's
to
out.
get that on the,
There was some situations with the school, if you read in the papers, that happened to them, and they hired a contractor to do some work, and it turned out that some of them were not properly documented, and that became an issue. That hasn't happened to us at all, we haven't been called out on that. CGM building is moving along. You can see it's being built from the back up if you go look at the back. I think soon as we can get that overhang out of there, it'll make that whole property. look
CGM
so-
building is the Pompton 5.
223 Wanacue.
Yes.
They're moving along, they're shooting for the summer to hope to open that. Once they get the facade done in the front, they then would no longer need the awning.
Next summer,
Yeah, this summer coming up, yeah.
2026.
The facade in the front, once that's done, they can remove the awning and then work internally, and I think that'll help the view of that. It's just, I agree, it doesn't look nice with
Agreed.
the way it is there. So they're getting to that. The senior housing is moving along nicely. If you've been tripping past there, they've got the foundation in, they got some wood up already. That's about 58 units. It's vet and seniors. The deal is that Pompton Lakes residents get first shot at that, to fill that. There is requirements to get into those buildings, there's a low, medium, and high. They haven't started accepting applications. We are getting a lot of calls from residents
Yes.
about how to get into that. I spoke to the county to figure out when they'll do that, and they think in the next month or 2, they will open it up for application. They hope to have that finished by the end of the summer. They're moving along pretty good.
Wow.
So the way it works is if you're a vet and you meet the income verification and you're from Pompton Lakes, you go to the top of the list. Then if you're a senior resident from Pompton Lakes and meet income eligibility requirements, you go to the top of the list. Then after that, they would pick anyone from Pompton Lakes North. So they can't go south to pick people to move into this building, would only be north of us, Bloomingdale, Wanacue, West Milford, that way. We hope to fill it with our residents. We've gotten a lot of calls about it. You are allowed to live as a husband and wife in there, so they are taking, so I'm just gonna make up the number, I think it's 28,000 per single person in there. So maybe it's 40,000 if you're married or spouse comes in, and then there's different categories. So low might be 28, middle might be 32, and high might be 40 or something like that. So that's moving along nicely, and if you've gone to the our recycling center, I again spoke with the county, and you know, we did them a favor to do what we're doing in there. It's a great project. I do believe in the project. It is a good project. I have then repaved the whole recycling lot. They picked up the cost on that. They built that whole new salt shed. They picked up the cost on that, and our salt is being stored in there. We now have an entrance into the recycling center one way and an exit the other way. It's gotten much larger. I've gotten a lot of nice comments from residents about how it's set up and how it's working. So that was a trade-off with the county. Now, just remember that pilot was a little less because the county gets a little different deal, but it is a pilot. What else is there? There's, last night, the planning board of approval was passed, for preliminary approval, to build, where the Krausers Market is, the Krausers, the,
714 through 720 Hamburg Turnpike.
720 Hamburg Turnpike.
714 through 720.
Most people think that's one continuous building where the 002 is, but there is a little alley in between there.
Okay.
Those buildings are owned by two different people.
Oh.
So everything from the bagel store over to the right is gonna be redone. They're gonna build 8 apartments on top, redo the whole bottom, same retail staying in there. They've all spoken, they're all gonna stay in, but they're gonna redo the whole building, and it's a very pretty picture of what they're planning on putting. It's gonna have front bay windows, 3-dimensional in the front, redoing brick on the bottom of all the buildings. There'll be no more parking along Hamburg Turnpike. The county won't allow it anymore. So all the parking will be in the back of the building for the residents. They're doing 2 spots per unit, so they have 16 parking spots. We only require here in redevelopment 1.5, so they're actually getting 2 more spots. And then there's another 16 spots for retail, so they have a lot of parking there. There were a couple residents that came and complained. The people that live on Pequannock were nervous, rightly so. And they did listen. The garbage corral initially was put in the back right corner by Pequannock Street. Some of the neighbors were complaining, I don't want a garbage corral there. So they moved it to inside their own building, so it's no longer there. They were concerned about a fence that they're gonna put up. They're gonna build a little retaining wall that's about 3 feet high, and then put a fence on top of that so the property stays private. They asked about cleaning up all the cars and garbage in the back of the building. That'll all be redone. So that project, that's a nice little project. The other project is across the street, the old pharmacy that they've been working on for 100 years. The rules on that is as long as they're, are you not gonna give me a?
735 Hamburg Turnpike.
The rules are, as long as they're working or putting a nail in place, there's no timeline when they have to finish. So they are doing that. So, but it is a very slow project. But that's gonna be doctor's offices and a pharmacy, that's what it's supposed to be. And then in Wayne, just on the other side of that, the new bakery's coming in, and it's in Wayne, but it's, right there on Pompton Lakes. No more really new projects are forwarding yet. People are sniffing some things out, but there's nothing really going on after that.
We have 125 Washington Building coming to the board.
Yes, so that was supposed to come last night to the planning board, 125, the Washington Building where the bakery is and all that. They're keeping, I think, the same number of apartments, but rearranging what they have and redoing the whole facade in front and inside of the building. They're gonna make that whole corner look very nice.
That was before us, wasn't it?
Yes.
It wasn't
Wasn't
part
that-
of, yes.
yes.
They were coming for the second reading, right, is that right? Oh, no, they hadn't gone to the planning board yet. Right, the planning board meeting went till 11 o'clock, it was a long meeting.
Wow.
They were second and they never got there, so they're gonna have to come back.
Okay.
So that one is there. I haven't heard more from the Smith project in a while, which is the ice cream station.
Right.
I think there was an agreement from this board that maybe the project was a little big for that corner, so maybe he's revamping that, I don't know. I think that's it. Unless any
Sujin
questions.
project?
Oh, Sujin, thank you. The Sujin project, which you guys all approved, that's ready to go. 22 units, they're in the process of getting builders together and building that.
There is
there's-
some plan issues, the plans.
Oh, I didn't know that, okay. There's some issues with the plan.
According to the resolution and according to the plans that were submitted, so nothing's signed yet with 61 Q as of yet.
Is it? Okay.
Is there a freestanding building going across the street by Starbucks in a
No,
plaza?
so when we make, so for the board, there are new members there, that owner of that shopping mall, initially when he purchased that shopping mall, he didn't purchase it to buy that shopping mall. He was actually buying the shopping mall where Marshall's is located now in Kinnelon. But these packages come with 3 malls in a package. So he ended up getting our mall. So once he got the mall, and I will tell you, I worked with that landlord who owned that property for a very long time. He wanted to break up the Acme space into small retail spaces. And once you do that, we're never getting a food store back. We just would never. So he worked with me and he kept it empty for over a year. And we got Lidl. I understand there's some issues going on with Lidl right now. They're working on that, but at least it's a food store. So once he did that, then he asked to make condominiums properties of that whole mall. So Starbucks owns their site. He owns most of the retail site except for the self-storage that's in the back. And there is an extra pad that was part of that plan that is to the left of Starbucks, on the other side of the highway, kind of behind the charging stations. But they haven't approached anybody about building anything, but yes, they could if they wanted to.
They already got approvals for that, you're saying?
No, they have no approvals.
Okay.
They just got approval to have a pad there.
Okay.
So they'd have to go to all the boards to make sure it works, to put it in where they plan on putting it.
Okay.
But it's a new owner, so that mall was sold.
Oh, it was.
That
Oh, it
mall was
was.
sold. So the gentleman that owned that doesn't own it anymore.
Oh, okay.
You know, it's part of one of these larger conglomerates of people
Right.
that own malls. You know, we don't really see them or talk to them much, you know, they're just doing their thing. But I can tell you this, that, you know, he charges, the rent is high over there, and the rent, and the mall's full. That's a good sign.
And we have 2 more things coming in there, right?
Too small, they subdivided 2 little areas, and made 2 little small stores there. Cookies and Cream, I think is one of
Yeah.
the brand.
And Fruitable.
And fruit, something, a fruit
Fruitables.
store. So, you know, that area is 100% marketed, which is, you know, that's a big deal. You know, you
That's
go to a
good.
lot of towns and that's not actually happening.
Yeah.
So that just shows people are taking interest in what we're doing here and trying to say, hey, look, let me get in on the ground floor before things take off.
Okay.
And just one last question, that pharmacy you're talking about in Hamburg Turnpike at 735 Hamburg Turnpike, what are they doing in back there? That guy did a great job putting that wall back there.
Well, the wall
He
was
had
the
to.
trouble. So the
Yeah.
wall, what happened, they put that whole wall up. But when they did that, they chipped away at the mountain to build the wall. Well, there was no permit to do that. They weren't allowed to do that.
That was the delay.
And that went to court, and a settlement was reached between them and the state and the town to fix what they had done. That took some time to go through that process, so that's what slowed them down a little bit. But the end result is the wall will stay, but they gotta do some other things. It's the actual building that's taking long.
Yeah.
And the other question I'm getting asked a lot too is, again, I'm old, I call it the old Chano's building, but I don't know the address of that. That strip mall,
Right.
you know, people are asking what's going on with that.
That one I had with Chinese food.
Fire.
The Chinese food, right, yeah.
They actually did some work on it by removing the wood and everything, but didn't really get the permits to do that, so that was part of a problem. So I spoke to the owner because there's another gentleman in town that he owns a couple establishments who's interested in purchasing that property, so I hooked them up. And he said to me that he's fighting right now with the insurance companies to get every last dollar for the fire, so it's gonna take some time. So, you know, unfortunately, there's not much we can do with that, it's just gonna sit like that.
So the previous retail, like the commercial retails that were there, they're not gonna come back?
He didn't say that, he said he was hoping they would come back, but I don't know.
There's no time.
As time goes by, what will happen. You know, I know a lot of people are asking about the Chinese restaurant that was there. I don't know if they went somewhere else or not.
I think they live in our neighborhood, don't they?
Is that the same people?
I think so.
They could be.
The house on the left, they're headed to Ringwood Avenue, yeah.
They might be, or they
A
own
long
it.
time to.
Any other questions for redevelopment?
So Krauser's across the street, they're bringing a sidewalk through there?
So that's a great question. So
Like that whole area I know is in our
Yeah.
pedestrian plan for reconfiguring. that
So what happened is,
configuration.
they came to the planning board initially with all this stuff, and we said, look, this is a project that's on a county road, you need to go to the county first before you go to us, because they're gonna tell you offensive stuff. And they did that, and the county came back and said, we no longer are allowing cars to enter or exit onto Hamburg Turnpike if possible. So they want everything coming off the sides of the thing, no more backing in or backing out. So all that parking that they have in front of the stores now, as you see it, they're going to, and this was discussed by the residents, they had a sidewalk, some shrubbery and greenery, and then they were gonna just leave regular space open, pavement for delivery or whatever else. After hearing and talking to the board last night, they decided to cut that parking area into half and make more greenery in the front. So there'll be a strip, maybe 8 feet wide, in front of the building. It's not enough to park, so that we don't have any issue with cars trying to get in there from the store.
Be a loading zone, strike that as a yellow.
So my concern was the bagel shop, for example.
Right.
If you don't put a ballard or a curb where the two places meet, and that side is parked, of course, they're gonna drive into that side to park, they're gonna get a bagel and run out.
Right.
So they're gonna put a curb or a ballard in there so they don't allow people to get in front. And then when you're facing the building, to the right of Krausers, there will be parking alongside that building, that'll be retail parking. And then across the driveway will be residential and residential in the back.
Where the old
They have one staircase
photo
and one-
booth used to be.
One with elevator to the back left. It'll be an improvement to that building. And I understand, I can only go by what the owner said. All the businesses that are there now are excited about it and want to stay and want to be part of the development. I think they're going to try to build around them, because it's just a facade that they're changing on the front and not tearing the building down. And then adding 2 stories on top.
And then anything left of the bagel store will just be as is?
From the bagel store over,
Yeah.
002, all that will all be the same.
Okay.
That's not being
So
changed.
they'll show back in and back out?
Yeah, no, it's 2 different owners.
Oh, okay.
Maybe he sees something going on there.
Maybe he'll
and
do
says,
something.
hey, that's nice. Let me see if I can do
Right,
something.
okay.
Because I know that was one of the big comments with that new Italian bakery opening across from Quick Check.
Yeah.
Is that's a potential pedestrian draw, and there's no continuity to get from Pompton Lakes to Wayne.
Oh, so, right.
And I think that's why they actually put that building sideways.
Right.
They probably wanted that building facing Hamburg Curve.
Right.
Right.
And the county probably said, no way, we're not
getting
gonna pull
any
him off
access.
that way.
Oh, okay.
So what I'm understanding from the county is they're trying to slow traffic down on all these major roads by not allowing people to back up or drive into these roads.
Which is good, because there's been a lot of accidents.
Yeah, no, and you're right, so that area, I guess if you're walking from the other side.
Yeah, there's
also-
no, you can't, the bridge, there's no sidewalk on the bridge.
Well, what are we doing?
Right.
So I should throw in too, just because all the bridges are gonna be redone, the Dawes Highway Bridge is being replaced with a new bridge.
Okay.
The bridge.
But the Falls bridges, the bridge at the Falls is not.
The bridge at the falls.
Yeah, and that one has no sidewalk.
It has no
Yeah.
sidewalk?
I don't think that does. Oh, maybe it does.
I think it
that's
does.
I think it does.
One side does.
Yeah, one side.
The bridge over here by Max is gonna be redone, and the bridge by Herschel Park is gonna be.
Never can be redone.
The one by the
Next year.
Hirschfield never.
Bridge this year, Herschel's this year.
Yeah. I called the county, asked them to do our bridge first, and they said, it's gonna be, they're having trouble getting the steel, so the bridge isn't even built yet.
Yeah,
So-
for the second one.
Yeah,
The first one's done,
Yeah.
first one's done.
so,
So that's what I got, unless anybody's got questions.
all right, good
Sewer.
report. Oh,
At some point, we'll circle back on, there was discussion about sewer allocation. Glenn, you and Glenn were meeting with them, and at some point, I guess we'll get that.
I think you guys have the right, as a board, to, meet independently with a committee or in public, hear their side of what they're saying. You got the report, the same report that we got, I think, that they all.
Did we get a
we
report?
get a report.
I didn't get a report.
anything.
No,
You're saying the MUA?
The MUA.
issued a report.
The MUA did a report.
Right?
By the request of some people. And it came back that there's room for roughly, depending on how you do it, 150 to 200 more units to be built in town.
I didn't
Wow.
get that.
Okay, I'll ask Michael to send it to you guys. It's lengthy. And then there would have to be talk about redeveloping a sewer power plant. Now, I can tell you, by speaking with the MUA, they are not for putting the cost of a new sewer plant on the taxpayers. So they don't care, it's fair to all the taxpayers. So that would tell me that they're looking either a developer to do it or they can't do it. Now, after saying all that, that changes because if they already have 15 credits and then you're only adding 10, that 150 gets vague. But if, like that big project with 14 stories, if they were trying to put that in now, they wouldn't have sewer. They wouldn't have sewer. And the people who have been doing this a long time, we were told 10, 12, 15 years ago, sewer's not an issue, plenty of room, we got no problems, and then they did the study. So-
Right.
And I think that's important for us I guess that ties into the next question of discussion about redevelopment and master plan.
It sure does.
And that weighs heavily on. Sure. Because we don't want a 10-story and then everyone else is locked in at 1 or 2 stories.
And the other side of that too is, this is public knowledge, so anybody who's looking to build knows the first 150 or 200 are getting in, and then after that, it's a free for all. So,
Right.
you know, you might start to see some projects just trying to get in, trying to get to that 150 number, or 200, whatever it is, just to get built. Because what they do is, everything that I talked about has been okayed already by the MUA. So that it's been put aside, so they're counting all that into the process already. So if something wasn't to be built for some reason, that would add more availability. But right now, you know, the big building here, CGM, the county projects are all included in that.
Okay.
And the state's talking about ADU legislation, so
Yes, and there's all kinds of
if all of a
changes.
sudden we had half units on a lot of properties, that could change the equation too.
And look, I think it's important for us to understand, and I know people hear this, but they don't understand it. The reason so many units are being built in Wayne right now. You know,
Yeah,
there's
so
gonna be
many.
3,000 units built in Wayne. But the reason is they lost lawsuits to developers.
Hmm.
And when you lose a lawsuit to the developer, they have full reign. They can do whatever they want, build whatever they want.
Wow.
If you don't, and that's why we have this board, that's why your jobs are so important here, because we're trying to stay in front of that. Because if, God forbid, a builder wants to sue us and we lose, he can do whatever he wants. We have no say. Because the state would maybe come in and say no, but we as a town have no say. And that's what happened in Wayne.
Wow.
They lost 2 lawsuits and they got 3,000 apartments built.
Wow.
And by the way, because they have no say, they're not 1 and 2 bedrooms. Some of them are 3 bedrooms. And if you saw just today, there was an article in the paper, the school system is very concerned about all the kids that are going to be entering the school systems with 3 bedrooms.
Wow.
I was just talking to a gentleman in Bound Brook, they built 1,000 apartments, but there were only studios, 1 bedroom, and 10% 2 bedrooms. 1,000 apartments, and he said it only added 16 students to their schools. Because people can't fit in these apartments, and that's why it's so important what you guys are doing, the 1 and 2 bedrooms. Once you get to that 3 bedroom, that's a different animal. You know, it's a house, you know, people are gonna bring kids in.
Right.
So what's the time frame on that redevelopment, on the rezoning master plan?
That's up to you guys, I mean, that's in your.
Well, I thought that was gonna be a joint planning
we
Well,
doing
board,
that?
we're looking at
redevelopment
next
council.
year,
Okay.
we're
To
still.
the budget for next year,
Yeah,
right?
we're still deciding how we're gonna budget, there's 2 ways we can go with this, there's a full-blown way, which is gonna cost a little bit more money, or a kind of pieced together meal one, but the problem is, we've pieced together it the last couple times.
Oh, we have.
So there's a lot of amendments to the amendments
Yeah.
to the amendments.
So it's
If we
time
can
to
come
put
up
it
with the money,
together.
we'd probably lean towards redoing the whole master plan.
Okay.
There will be a committee being put together, probably in November or December, of 2 members of this board, 2 members of the planning board, 2 members of the council, to discuss our future plan for development. Not what we want to build, but what's our goal, what are we looking for? Are we looking for different styles, different colors, we want everything the same, that kind of conversation.
Oh, you mean design standards?
It's going to be design standards, but not, this is what you have to build.
Okay, right,
This is,
right,
you know,
right.
within
Right,
this realm,
suggestions.
Suggestions.
Yeah, that's good.
So, and that's going to be a shared group of people trying to make that decision. And the planner, Kristen, is going to put that together.
Oh, okay, good.
Okay, let's report. Thank you much.
Yes.
Moving along. There are no correspondence, there's no conceptual presentation, no formal applications, no resolutions, any new or unfinished business? Actually, I have some.
Oh,
Just want to announce that, and the mayor knows already, I will be stepping down December 31st.
Oh, no.
So, yeah, I've just spent 40 years and I've had enough of
You've had enough.
everything.
You haven't been doing this for 40 years.
Not this, just in
So
general.
you can do 40 years here.
Doing
That's
things in
it.
Pompton.
Oh, you're,
So,
where are you going?
No, I'm going to retire from work. I'm just not going to do anything. I am doing
You just sit in
nothing.
the garage with me?
I'm going to sit in the garage with you.
I don't know if that's a good idea.
So
they
just,
join you.
just going to let you all know, so nobody gets shocked. And that was that.
So you're stepping down completely, not just chair?
No, I'm stepping down completely. Yeah. So I think I tried to do this last year. What's
Is your
that?
term up?
You tried to do this.
I tried to do this last year, and he said, you gotta stay another
Is
year.
it a midterm situation,
Well,
or is it a term up?
No, I don't know. I don't know what it turns
Do we
out.
know when he starts?
I tried to do this last year at Pompton Day, he said no.
I believe the
Yes,
council has to
his term
accept
is
the
up is
resignation.
December 2025.
Up one more year.
Sorry.
There we go.
So
Abby,
your
yours
time-
is next year.
On the 2026, okay,
Yep,
all right.
and your
I'm
term.
up at the end of the year.
Yep,
Is that your
and
operating?
I was a fill-in.
He was a
I was
fill-in.
Dean, I think he's
11,
Dean.
12-month situation.
Jason, sorry, you're here for 29.
You know, speaking of that,
Sorry.
do these guys have to, well, not you, I don't think. Does Jason have to take that course at Rutgers?
He
Oh, I
took the
think-
course
Oh, you took it?
and there wasn't, and I'm gonna speak to him tonight. There was an ethics class that he had to take, but it was completely not available at the time. So I'm going to talk to you to see, I'm gonna look it up again to see, to get you into the ethics class, yes. But he did finish the first,
Perfect.
yes.
So everybody on his board's been through that then?
Oh, yes,
Good,
yes,
okay.
I'm on top of that.
Thank
Right
you.
on top of that, Rose.
Ah,
I'm kidding.
And I should add, the COLA obligation, that's a whole situation in New Jersey right now.
Yeah.
We're lucky enough that our numbers were very close to what we're asking for, so
Oh,
they
good.
only changed by one. But
Oh,
some towns.
by one?
It went up, well, the state is saying, I don't remember the number.
Okay.
19, they're saying we should have 20, something small.
Wonderful.
But some towns are being told by hundreds, different things. So there's an actual lawsuit right now that a lot of towns are involved in, that are suing the state, saying this is not fair, it's wrong, and you're making assumptions on our town that are not true. We are not part of that lawsuit because our numbers are low, but a lot of towns, especially Bergen County, are part of that lawsuit, and I think it's gonna grow and grow. Something's gonna have to change with how they figure out this formula, because that's what's driving all this.
This
building.
massive
Because
building.
you have to meet this requirement. If you don't meet the requirement, you get fined, or it goes into a builder's remedy lawsuit, which is happening Lane, and that's where things go bad.
Wow.
So they've got to come up with a solution. So I don't know if they ever will, but that's part of the issue right now.
Okay.
thank you.
So-
All right, I'm gonna open it up to the public for any comments. Seeing no public, I'm gonna close the public session. Anybody else have anything they wanna discuss, talk about, bring out? Motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Abby finally speaks up on time, baby, right there. Second,
Second.
Matt.
Okay, Matt.
All right, thank you, everybody.
They just took a vote, they said that you have to stay.
Well, thank you, and congratulations, Tom.
Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
yeah.
Thank
Are you retiring from work too, huh?
June, yeah. So, trying to get things lined up.
Move it.